Utah Mammoth fans, tusks up and welcome into another Utah Mammoth Daily. So, off-season grades were given out a couple months ago by ESPN and others, and the general consensus around GM Bill Armstrong's performance this summer is an A or an A+, depending on who you talk to. The A came before the J.J. Peterka trade, and the A+ came after. I tend to agree with those assessments of what's been going on. J.J. Peterka was a masterful swing. He only gave up Josh Stone and Michael Kesselring, both very solid players, but not on the level of a J.J. Peterka. Josh Stone might be if he's given the opportunity, but Michael Kesselring definitely not. So that J.J. Peterka addition plus Nate Schmidt, Brandon Tanev, and Vitek Vanacek, all solid additions. Both Schmidt and Vanacek coming off of Stanley Cups. Connor Ingram is also, you could also call that an addition as well, coming out of the NHLPA Players Assistance Program. So the Mammoth are getting really strong, and if they keep going on that trajectory of going up, then they are going to be making the playoffs. And a lot of what's been being said about this coming season is, well, who are they going to leapfrog? Like, who's going to drop down? That's a very good question, and one that we'll have to dive into as the season goes along. But the Mammoth are rated as the 19th best team according to ESPN, behind teams such as the Calgary Flames, who they begin the season against in Calgary, and then again in the home opener in Utah. Behind the Rangers, surprisingly, I would put the Mammoth high above the Rangers, above teams like the Senators as well. I know the Senators made the playoffs, but they basically got swept out by the Maple Leafs. And I would say they're a little bit better than the Devils and the Blues as well. So I'd put them in the top 13, top 12. But 19th isn't so bad. That's just outside of playoff positioning, which is where Utah was at the end of last season. When you get the improvements from the young guys, as well as the continued improvement of some of the older guys, Clayton Keller, it's kind of weird to say this, is an older guy. The team is going to be really good. Clayton Keller will probably get over 100 points. J.J. Peterka will score over 30 goals. If Dylan Guenther can stay healthy, he will score over 30 goals. The top six for the Utah Mammoth, as well as the top four Blue Liners, I'd put them up there with almost anybody in the league outside of, the big superstar teams like Edmonton, Vegas, Colorado. But everybody else, I would put them up there. So this team is going to make a lot of noise, especially with the system they have, where it's just pedal to the metal the entire game. 200 feet. Andre Turigny likes to have all of his players play 200 feet. And it's just really exciting when the offense is clicking and the puck is flying. The Utah Mammoth, I think, could be anybody in the league. But when it comes to that top four Blue Liners, Sergei got disrespected by NHL 26. He is not rated in the top 20 defensemen for this upcoming season. That's massive disrespect. He was top 10 in the league in time on ice. He almost had a positive plus-minus for spending so much time on the ice, and he's not in your top 20. He was in the top 20 for the NHL, like the NHL proper rankings. He was in the top 20, but not for EA Sports NHL. And I think that is going to have to change as the season goes along and we see more of Sergachev in there, especially when other defensemen like John Marino and Sean Durzi are going to be more healthy and have more time on the ice. That's only going to make Sergachev better as well because he won't have to carry as much of the weight like him and Ian Cole and Olli Mata had to this past season. So the disrespect for Sergei is real, and I don't stand for it. Sergachev is a top 10 defenseman in the league, in my opinion, and this season, I think he's going to show it. But if they don't make the playoffs this year, I don't know if it'll be an end-of-the-world scenario. I think year 3 will be the come-to-Jesus year for Utah Mammoth, Bill Armstrong, Andre Turigny, because first year, obviously, you get all of that excitement, new team, new city, all of that stuff. Second year, we have our branding. We're the Mammoth now. We'll have a new mascot revealed at the home opener. We have the practice facility opening in early September here in a couple of weeks. So there's a lot of new still happening for this club. We have the new potential budding superstar in J.J. Peterka. So there's still a lot of new, so there's still a little bit more runway for the team. But if they don't make the playoffs this year, next year is going to have to be make or break. But the good news is they have a lot of young talent coming up. So as we come into the month of September, middle of September is when training camps begin for NHL teams. What rookies will make noise? Will there be any rookies making noise? The roster right now is, I don't want to call it stacked, but it has a bunch of young talent already. And are there any players that'll break through this year? Well, there's quite a few who could. Utah / the Coyotes, Arizona, have had very strong drafts here since Bill Armstrong took over in 2019. So there are players that could break through this year, depending on injury situations, maybe some massive trades, some mammoth-sized trades. Sorry, I had to do it. During the during the Olympic break, because there is no All-Star break this year. We'll see if there's more opportunity opening up for the young guys. So guys like Cole Bedoin could be coming up, center. He was drafted last year along with Tidja Ginla, who could be coming up as well. If he makes it onto the big league roster, that'll be huge. Tidja Ginla was the first draft pick in Utah history, as we all know. And I think that would be amazing if he was on the ice against his dad's team for his first game. I mean, it's poetic. It just works. Daniil Boot, very, very good player. Drafted in the same draft as Dmitry Simashev, who is a fantastic defender coming up. So there are a lot of guys. Maverick Lamoureux could be very good as well. And so some of these veteran defensemen need to kind of have an eye over their shoulder, especially during training camp, because these young guys are coming for their lunch money. They want to be in the big league. They've paid their dues in the lower leagues, especially Lamoureux. Simashev and Daniil Boot just won a title over in the KHL. So there's a lot of young talent that is going to be pushing to be able to be in this top echelon of this team that is up and coming in the Western Conference, which, as we all know, the Stanley Cup notwithstanding, is the Western Conference. And even in goal, there's Michael Hrabel and Jackson Stauber. Jackson Stauber had a couple of good starts last year. So Michael Hrabel is a very solid netminder. Overall, this team still has a ton of young talent, and if Bill Armstrong is feeling like we need a home run swing and a team like the Oilers are going south at the Olympic break, who knows? There could be a home run swing there for a Connor McDavid or a Leon Draisaitl. I mean, I would prefer Draisaitl because the German connection with JJ Peterka would be awesome, but I wouldn't sneeze at Connor McDavid either. But look for, I would say, Daniil Boot and Dmitry Simashev, Dmitry Simashev coming out and being on the big league roster as we break camp with Tidja Ginla, and I would say Cole Bedoin, possibly, because Caleb Desnoyers had that surgery on his wrist, so he's not quite ready to go come training camp. But those guys are chomping at the bit and ready to go. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you tomorrow.